Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to do some introduction to dynamic routing protocols. So apologies if I've been a little bit absent. It's been a busy number of months, that's for sure. I finally had a little bit of time to give you guys some more content. So without further ado, let's get into some more Cisco questions. So we've got 314, and a lot of these ones in this lot of sets, I suppose, is a lot of rote, memory. Information you probably learn in the textbook and then be able to apply to these ones. There's not so much, I guess, crazy reason as to why these are the answers. They are the way they are because of a lot of facts and figures. So anyway, 314, when a router receives a routing table update for a route it does not have in its routing table, what does it do? We got A, adds the route to the MAC address table, adds the route to ARP-cache, adds the route to the routing table, and adds the route as the GWLR. And again, this one is a bit of a rote memory question, and the answer is C, adds the route to the routing table as the first thing it needs to do. 315, which of the following protocols are distance vector routing protocols supported by multiple vendors and not just Cisco? We've got OSPF, RIP, IGRP, and EIGRP. Okay, so this one's a matter of knowing, I suppose, what ones are, Cisco or not. The answer for this one, and it's because it's an open vectored routing protocol, is RIP, and so the answer is B there. And yeah, it's kind of like an open source routing protocol, if you like. 316, which of the following protocols are link state routing protocols? And select all that apply. We've got EIGRP, RIP, IGRP, OSPF. Alright, so this one, it's a matter of studying, I guess, what makes a link state routing protocol. And I'll give you the answers here is A and D. EIGRP and OSPF. OSPF obviously is the open state link routing protocol, and EIGRP is linked to Cisco. 317, which routing protocol is limited to 15 hops? We've got OSPF, IGRP, RIP, and EIGRP. Okay, so again, this would be simply looking at the textbook and a bit of memorization here. The answer here is C, RIP. So that's all I can handle. 318. Blank routing protocol is a routing protocol that knows only about how many hops away a network is. We've got distance vector, layer 2, link state, and layer 4. So obviously we know layer 2 is all about, I suppose, the MAC addresses side of things. Layer 4 sort of network transport. And we've got link state and distance vector. The answer here is A, distance vector. So that only knows about how many hops away a network is. It doesn't know whether it's active or anything else. It's pretty much just the hops. So that's all that one sort of knows. 319, we've got dynamic routing protocols run at what layer of the OSI model? We've got layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. So if we know layer 1's a physical layer, layer 2's MAC addresses, layer 3 is a network, I think layer 4 may be the transport layer. So due to this being a network routing protocol, it runs at layer 3, which is the answer there. 320, which of the following is true of distance vector routing protocols? We've got to select two here. Routers share routing table with all the other routers in the network. Routers share routing table with neighboring routers. Updates are only sent every 60 seconds. Maintains multiple tables in memory. One for neighboring routers, one to store the entire topology, and final table is the routing table. Ugh, that one was a mouthful. And sends entire routing table as an update. And again, with this one, there's obviously just a matter of memory, and I'll give you the answers to these ones. Feel free to pause at any time if you don't want to hear them. The answers are B and E. Routers share routing table with neighboring routers, and they send entire routing table as an update. That's obviously, yeah, some factors of distance vector routing protocols. So again, yeah, rote learning this one. So definitely keep that one in the memory bank. 321, which of the following are true statements about RIP version 2? Select 3. We've got, it's a classless routing protocol, maximum hop count 15, sends updates with broadcast. RIP version 2 supports authentication, has a higher administrative distance than RIP version 1. Okay, so again, these are basically, I suppose, characteristics, things that you can read in the textbook and a matter of learning. So I'll go through them with you now. So A, it is a classless routing protocol. B, maximum hop count of 15, so it's exactly the same as RIP version 1 in that sense of the hop count. And also supports authentication, so it's A, B, and D. 322, true or false? We've got RIP version 1 is an example of a classless routing protocol. The answer for this one is false, and if we have a look, version 2 actually is classless, so the answer there is false. Basically, RIP 2 is classless and 1 is classful, so remember that. 323, how frequently does RIP version 2 send out routing updates? We've got every 15 seconds, 180, 30, 60 seconds. Oh, we'll just rely on memory here. The answer and what routing RIP version 2 routing updates are every 30 seconds. So C is the answer. 324, which of the following is true of a distance vector routing protocol? Select the 2. Use a topology table to determine whom to send updates to. Sends periodic updates, routing table based on updates for 7 neighboring routers. Send the entire routing table to all the routers on the network. Uses the shortest path first algorithm to determine best route. Okay, and again, these are almost like principles. Remembering these, so I'll give you the answers to these guys. It is B and C. Sends periodic updates routing table based on updates received from neighboring routers. And that's simply what distance vector routing protocols do, and is soundly true. 325, OSPF is an example of a blank routing protocol. We've got layer 2, distance vector, link state, and layer 4. So we'll move on to the answer for this one. It is C, a link state routing protocol. 326, we've got another select few. Which of the following is true regarding link state routing protocols? Routers share routing table information with other routers on the network. Routers share routing table information with neighboring routers. Updates are sent only every 60 seconds. Maintains multiple tables in memory, one for neighboring routers, one to store the entire topology, and final table is the routing table. Sends entire routing table as an update. So I suppose what we're going to understand here when answering the question is that link state routing protocols, they understand the network topology and sort of what's happening there. So with that in mind, we'll give you the answers here. The A and D. Router share routing table information with all other routers on the network and maintains multiple tables in memory, one for neighboring routers, one to store the entire topology, and final table is the routing table. So that sort of little hint there helped us out. 327, your router receives an update for a route from both RIP and OSPF. Which route will the router add to its routing table? That's a lot of routes. RIP, OSPF, neither, and both. And the answer for this one, we've got to understand the administrative distance as a factor here. So it's not going to be neither because it's picking one or the other. It has to pick one, so it can't be both. And we've got RIP and OSPF. So the final thing to consider is the administrative distance between the two of these. One's 110 and one's 120. So the answer is B, OSPF. As the administrative distance, it's a little bit smaller at the 110 mark, which means it's more trusted, and we'll go through that routing protocol. 328, what does the term routing by rumor refer to? We are broadcasting all routes to neighboring routers, broadcasting all routes to all routers, broadcasting status routes to neighboring routers, sharing routes learned from one neighbor to other neighboring routers. Okay, so memory one for you guys, the answer is D. Sharing routes learned from one neighbor to other neighboring routers. 329, which of the following represents a downfall of distance vector routing protocols over link state? We've got convergence time, send updates to all routers, updates all are triggered based off events, and updates are delivered using unicast communication. So with distance vector routing protocols, it tends to only really share updates with neighboring routers, and it can take a long time for the routers to sort of update. Giving away the answer there, the answer is A, convergence time is a major downfall. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the questions. I've got my website there. Like the page on Facebook, subscribe away, all that good stuff. It's good to be back, and I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Yeah, so do the above. That'd be amazing. And I hope you're all having a great day. I'll see you next time.